The aliens were surrounded by hunter ships, and then the human appeared. He was tall and gray-skinned, with eyes that glowed faintly in the dim lights. He had spent decades hunting weaker species, and now he thought humanity would be just another easy conquest. Around him, dozens of alien warships moved silently, forming a perfect circle around the Anthurian system. Inside, human colonies were scattered on small planets and moons, fragile and unprotected. Lieutenant Kira, a young officer who had just completed her first decade of service, stood nervously beside Vorek. "Commander," she said, her voice tight, "are we sure we should leave even one human ship alive? They have been hiding, but I sense they might have more ships than we expected." Vorek turned slowly, his long fingers tapping on the console. "You worry too much," he said, his voice low and calm. "Humans are weak. Their ships are slow and small. They have no experience in true war. Once we strike, they will scatter and the system will be ours. It is only a matter of time." Kira swallowed. She had read the reports, seen the simulations, and felt uneasy. But Vorek was the commander. His word was final. "Yes, Commander," she said, forcing her voice steady. Outside, the fleet hovered near the orbit of a blue planet. Its oceans shimmered faintly, a peaceful sight that only made the aliens impatient. Vorek could see the colonies as tiny dots, barely visible even through the ship's scanners. "Prepare to engage," he ordered. "Send the patrols. We will crush anything that moves." The alien ships began to move, sleek and silent. Their energy beams hummed softly, and the stars reflected off their sharp hulls. For the aliens, the humans were insignificant. They were used to attacking weaker species, those who panicked at the first sign of a fleet. But Kira could not shake a feeling deep inside her chest. Something about these humans felt different. On one of the outer human colonies, a small ship stirred. It was old, smaller than the alien warships, but it had a certain presence. Captain Eli Thompson stood on the deck, staring at the scanners. The small ship, called Horizon, was far from the largest human vessel, but Eli had spent years preparing for moments like this. He had trained with his crew, taught them to think faster than machines and to act as one. "It's time," he whispered. His first officer, Sarah Mills, turned to him. "Do you really think we can do this alone?" she asked, her hand brushing over the console. Eli smiled, calm but confident. "We don't have to fight them all at once. We just have to make them think we are stronger than we seem." Luke Carter, the ship's weapons officer, adjusted the targeting sensors. "They are moving into position. Our scanners pick up their fleet forming a circle around the system. It's exactly like the simulations." Eli nodded. "Good. Then let's give them a surprise they won't forget." Back on the alien flagship, Vorek noticed a faint blip on the edge of their sensors. "What is that?" he asked, leaning over the console. Kira studied the screen. "It is small but moving fast. Possibly a scout ship, Commander." Vorek frowned. "Send a patrol. Destroy it before it reaches the colonies." The alien ships shifted, forming a tighter formation. But the small human ship did not scatter. It moved with purpose, weaving through asteroids and debris fields with unmatched precision. The aliens tried to target it, but every shot missed by meters. It was almost as if the ship was dancing through space. Inside Horizon, Eli's crew worked with perfect coordination. "Adjust the shields by 10%, he ordered. "Luke, prepare the countermeasures. Sarah, track every patrol ship approaching from the north." Each command was simple, but the crew responded immediately. They trusted Eli and each other completely. The small human ship darted between the patrols. The aliens fired their energy beams, but Eli had anticipated everything. He activated the ship's small but advanced defensive system, sending out pulses that disrupted the alien targeting sensors. One by one, the patrol ships began to miss their shots, growing frustrated as the human ship moved faster than they could track. Kira could not believe what she was seeing. "Commander, it's moving faster than anything in our fleet." "How?" Vorek's expression remained calm, but his mind raced. "It is just a small ship," he muttered. "It cannot last against our numbers. Keep your focus." But the human ship was already reaching the first colony. Eli knew the humans here were unarmed, innocent civilians who had been hiding in fear for years. "We need to get them to safety," he said. "Activate the emergency jump sequence for the colony. Make it look like we are larger than we are." Sarah and Luke worked quickly, tapping into the planet's defense systems and sending signals that mimicked multiple large ships. The aliens would see the readings and think a fleet was approaching. It was a simple trick, but one that humans had perfected over decades of hiding and fighting against stronger foes. On the alien flagship, Vorek's sensors blinked with confusion. "Impossible," he said. "The humans should be cornered. Why are there more ships?" Kira glanced at him nervously. "Commander, perhaps they are using some kind of decoy." Vorek's hands clenched. He hated being confused. He hated uncertainty. "Prepare all weapons," he ordered. "We will crush them all, even if it takes destroying the entire system." But Eli did not plan to fight them head-on. He led his ship in tight loops, around moons and asteroids, striking the alien patrols where they were weakest. His crew anticipated every move, setting traps that made the aliens lose ships one by one. Energy beams that should have hit them instead struck empty space, and shields flashed with defensive pulses that the aliens could not predict. Kira could not believe her eyes. Every time an alien ship fired, the human ship seemed to vanish, only to reappear somewhere else, attacking the flank. "It is almost like they can see our moves before we make them," she whispered. Vorek's voice was cold, but it carried a hint of irritation. "Focus on the humans. Surround them, destroy them." The aliens moved faster, trying to trap the ship, but Eli had already predicted this. He led them into an asteroid belt where the large ships could not follow easily. One by one, the aliens slowed down, crashing into rocks or narrowly avoiding collisions. The small human ship moved like a shadow between the rocks, precise and fearless. The colonies were beginning to evacuate. Small transport ships carried civilians to safety under Eli's guidance. The humans' courage and skill shone brighter than any weapon. Even in the face of overwhelming odds, they remained calm and clever, using strategy instead of sheer power. Vorek began to realize something he had never thought possible. Humans were not like other species he had faced. They did not panic. They did not run blindly. They adapted, they thought, and they fought back in ways the aliens could not predict. Kira looked at him, her fear growing. "Commander, perhaps we underestimated them." Vorek's face hardened. "No, humans cannot defeat us. They are too small, too weak. We only need one moment of success. Then it will be over." But even as he said it, a flicker of worry crossed his mind. That small ship, Horizon, was not acting like any human ship he had ever known. Its captain was calm, clever, and relentless. The aliens had surrounded the humans, yes, but the humans were already finding cracks in their formation. Inside Horizon, Eli smiled faintly. "They think they have us trapped," he said. "But we are the hunters now." Luke grinned. "Feels good to be the hunters for once, doesn't it?" Eli nodded, his eyes fixed on the glowing dots of the alien ships ahead. "Stay sharp. This is just the beginning. We show them what humans can do tonight, and the galaxy will remember it." Outside, the stars glittered coldly. The alien fleet loomed, proud and powerful. But the humans were moving through them like ghosts, fast and unpredictable. And somewhere, deep in the heart of the fleet, a young alien officer wondered if they had made a mistake by ever underestimating humanity. The small human ship, Horizon, moved quickly through the dark reaches of space. Captain Eli Thompson's hands were steady on the controls, his eyes scanning every sensor. The alien fleet was huge, their ships enormous and sharp-edged. Yet they moved like slow giants through the stars, predictable in ways that Eli could see and plan for. "Sir, the aliens are starting to adjust their formation," Sarah Mills said, pointing at the display. "They're trying to cut off our escape route." Eli nodded. "Good. That means they are reacting exactly as we hoped. Luke, start the diversion protocol." Luke Carter's fingers flew across the console. Small drones launched from Horizon, tiny and almost invisible, moving in random patterns. They emitted signals that looked like larger ships on alien sensors. The alien commanders noticed immediately. Their beams shifted, trying to target the phantoms. "Those are decoys," Kira said, her voice trembling as she watched the display on Vorek's bridge. "Commander, they are tricking us." Vorek did not respond. His large gray eyes were fixed on the screen. "No," he said finally. "It is impossible. A single ship cannot move so quickly, destroy them all." But the humans were already ready for that. Horizon twisted sharply around a nearby asteroid. The ship was small, but its agility was unmatched. Alien beams fired and missed, striking the rocky surface instead. Horizon's shields shimmered as they absorbed minor glancing blows, while the ship kept moving without hesitation. Eli's crew worked in perfect rhythm. "Luke, deploy the rear countermeasures," Eli said. "Sarah, track the northern flank. We want every shot to miss and every move to confuse them." Outside, the alien ships became frustrated. Their massive beams could tear planets apart, yet they could not hit a single small human vessel. Vorek's voice boomed over the bridge. "Close in from both sides. Surround them fully. Do not let them escape." Kira bit her lip. "Sir, if we do this, we might get trapped by their speed. Look at their maneuvers." Vorek waved her concern aside. "Focus on orders. Strike now." Horizon turned sharply again, gliding between two larger alien ships. Eli's face was calm, almost serene. "Prepare for the first strike," he said quietly. "We hit their side engines, just enough to slow them down." Luke nodded. "Ready, fire." Energy pulses shot from Horizon, small but precise. One by one, the side engines of the alien ships faltered. A few vessels veered off course, drifting dangerously near asteroids. Explosions flashed faintly as their own shields overloaded. "Captain, it's working," Sarah exclaimed. Eli smiled faintly. "Keep moving, don't stop. We have to make them think this is only the beginning." The alien commanders were panicked. Their formation was cracking. Ships that should have been in perfect alignment now wobbled and turned erratically. Kira's hands flew over the controls, trying to correct the mistakes, but each adjustment caused another error. Vorek's eyes narrowed. "Impossible. A single ship against our fleet, it should not happen. All weapons fire at will, focus on the human." But Horizon had already predicted this move. Eli guided the ship through a narrow gap between two asteroids. The alien beams tried to follow, but the massive ships could not move quickly enough. Their shots hit the rocks instead, sending fragments flying in all directions. Horizon glided through the debris like a fish in water, dodging effortlessly. "Captain, incoming ships from the rear," Luke shouted. "Let them come," Eli said calmly. "They will make mistakes and we will be ready." A group of alien ships tried to flank Horizon from behind, thinking they had finally caught the humans. Eli spun the ship around, weaving between the enemy vessels. He fired precise energy blasts, hitting their engines and shields. One by one, the flanking ships slowed, drifted, or even collided with each other. Sarah was amazed. "I've never seen anything like this." "They're losing ships faster than we can count." Eli did not answer. His eyes were on the scanners, tracking the next group of aliens. "Keep the decoys active," he said. "They must never see the real size of our fleet, because it doesn't exist." The alien commanders were confused. They saw hundreds of targets on their sensors, yet only one small ship moved freely. Panic was spreading among the crews. Kira's hands shook as she tried to relay orders. "Commander, their ship. It's everywhere at once. We can't track it properly." Vorek slammed his fist on the console. "No, focus. Destroy them now." But even as he shouted, Horizon moved again, slipping between the giant alien ships like a shadow. Eli's tactics were simple but brilliant. Always move, always confuse, always strike where the enemy is weakest. Every attack was calculated to cause maximum disruption with minimum risk. On one of the smaller human colonies, the civilians watched in awe. They had been hiding in fear for years, but now they saw a single human ship moving boldly against an entire alien fleet. Children pointed at the sky, adults whispered in disbelief, and some even cheered silently. "That's a human ship," one old man said, "and it's winning." Back on the alien flagship, Vorik could feel his control slipping. Ships that were supposed to be in perfect formation now drifted like leaves in space. He turned to Kira. "We must bring in more firepower, target the human directly, concentrate everything." Kira hesitated. "Sir, if we do that, we risk more collisions. They are predicting our moves." Vorik's face hardened. "Do it." Horizon moved again, as if sensing the incoming attack. Eli guided the ship between two massive alien warships, then fired a rapid pulse at their energy shields. The shields overloaded and sparked, sending out electrical arcs that temporarily blinded nearby sensors. Horizon slipped through, unharmed, while the alien ships reeled from the damage. Sarah laughed softly. "They're so big but so clumsy." Eli shook his head slightly. "It's not clumsiness. They are strong, but they lack imagination. Humans think differently. We adapt, we improvise, and we never give up." Luke grinned. "I like being the underdog for once. Feels good to turn the tables." The alien ships tried to regroup, but Horizon had already set another trap. Eli led them into a tight formation of asteroids, forcing the aliens to slow down or risk hitting the rocks. One by one, their ships scraped against the edges, shields flaring and engines straining. Horizon moved between the rocks with ease, its small size and agility making it untouchable. Vorik's anger was growing. "Impossible," he shouted. "All weapons, fire on the target now." But the humans were ready. Horizon's shields absorbed the weaker energy beams, while Luke sent out small pulses that jammed the alien targeting systems. Every attack that should have hit the human ship instead bounced off harmlessly or struck empty space. Kira stared at the screens in disbelief. They are controlling the battlefield. One ship and they are controlling everything." Vorik gritted his teeth. "No, we are the hunters. We will destroy them. We must." But the humans had already begun to strike again. Eli targeted the side engines of the nearest alien ships. Small pulses hit the engines, overloading their circuits. One ship veered off course and collided with another. Explosions flashed in the darkness as the aliens scrambled to adjust. Sarah turned to Eli. "Captain, they're falling apart." Eli nodded slightly. "Yes, keep moving. We're just getting started." Even the youngest aliens were starting to understand that something was wrong. Their confidence, so strong at the beginning, was crumbling. Kira looked at Vorik, fear in her eyes. "Commander, maybe we underestimated them. They are humans." Vorik said nothing, but a cold thought ran through his mind. This was not a simple fight. Humans were clever, fast, and fearless. And one small ship was already turning the tide of a battle that should have been over before it began. Horizon moved steadily forward, dodging beams and weaving between the alien ships. Eli's voice was calm, but filled with quiet determination. "We do not need to destroy them all. We just need to show them we cannot be beaten." Luke smiled. "They're going to remember tonight." Sarah nodded. "The galaxy will remember." Eli's eyes scanned the stars ahead. "And this is only the beginning." The aliens thought they could corner us. They thought we were weak. They are about to learn what humans are capable of. Outside, the alien fleet continued to fire, their massive weapons striking empty space, their formation breaking under the human ship's skill. And somewhere, deep in the heart of the fleet, Vorik realized that for the first time in his life, he was facing a species that he might not be able to control. Horizon glided through space like a ghost, fast and silent, yet full of purpose. Captain Eli Thompson's hands rested lightly on the controls, his eyes scanning the alien fleet ahead. The ships were huge, their hulls gleaming under the distant light of nearby stars. The alien commanders had expected an easy victory, but now their formation was broken, and the humans were moving with confidence. "Sir, the aliens are trying to regroup," Sarah Mills said, pointing at the display. "They are forming a wedge from the east and the south." Eli nodded. "Let them. We will guide them exactly where we want them to go. Luke, keep the decoys active. Make them think our numbers are larger than they are." Luke Carter grinned. "You mean trick them again? I'm ready." Outside, the alien fleet struggled. Commander Vorik slammed his fist on the console. "Why are they moving like this? We outnumber them, we have power, they cannot resist us." Kira's hands trembled as she worked the controls. "Commander, they are predicting our moves. They are controlling the battlefield." Vorik's eyes narrowed. "Impossible. One small ship cannot control our fleet. Focus. Attack now." But Horizon was ready. Eli's ship turned sharply, weaving between massive alien vessels. His energy pulses struck the side engines of the nearest ships, overloading their circuits. One ship spun out of control and collided with another. Sparks flew, metal tore, and alarm sirens blared across the alien fleet. "Captain, they're losing ships faster than we can count," Sarah exclaimed. Eli smiled faintly. "Good, keep moving, stay sharp. We are only halfway through." The humans had learned long ago that courage and cleverness could defeat strength. They had faced stronger enemies before, and each time their tactics and creativity had given them the advantage. Horizon was small and fast, but its captain and crew thought like a unit. Every move was planned yet flexible. Every attack was precise yet unexpected. Vorik turned to Kira. "Bring the rear fleet forward, trap the human ship. Do not let it escape." Kira hesitated. "Sir, if we concentrate all our fire, they might trap us instead." Vorik's voice was cold. "Do it." The rear fleet surged forward, massive ships moving in tight formation. But Eli was ready. Horizon spun in a sudden loop, moving between the advancing ships. Luke fired precise energy bursts, hitting engines and shields. The alien ships staggered, their formation breaking further. A few collided with asteroids, while others had to fire defensively at each other to avoid crashing. Sarah's eyes widened. "It's like they are controlling the whole battle from one ship." Eli shook his head. "We are not controlling everything. We are using what they give us. Every mistake they make becomes our advantage. Watch closely." The aliens were becoming desperate. Their confidence was gone. They had expected humans to scatter, to hide, to panic. Instead, they faced a crew that remained calm, clever, and fearless. Each time the aliens fired, Horizon moved perfectly, dodging every beam. Each time they tried to trap the ship, Eli anticipated the move and led them into a trap of his own. Vorik's face was pale beneath his gray skin. "Impossible. One ship controlling our fleet," Kira swallowed. "Commander, maybe, they are not like the other species we have fought. They think differently." Vorik growled, but he could not find an answer. His fleet was huge, but it moved like clumsy giants under Horizon's control. Eli guided Horizon into the center of the alien formation. The ship spun and twisted, sending out pulses that disrupted targeting systems. The alien beams hit each other or missed entirely. Luke fired additional energy pulses, hitting engines and shields with precision. Slowly, the alien ships began to falter, unable to hold their formation or coordinate effectively. Sarah smiled. "We're breaking them." Eli nodded. "Yes, but keep focused. One mistake and it could change everything." The aliens tried to regroup, forming a protective wall around their most important ships. Vorik's flagship glowed brightly as he ordered all weapons fired at Horizon. Hundreds of energy beams streaked through space, aiming directly at the small human ship. Eli's eyes narrowed. "Hold steady, they will overshoot." The beams flew past, missing by meters. Horizon twisted sharply, using a nearby asteroid to block some of the shots. The rest of the beams struck each other, creating explosions and damaging nearby alien ships. Sparks and fragments drifted in the darkness as the aliens scrambled to avoid more collisions. Luke grinned. They thought they could trap us. Looks like they trapped themselves instead. Eli's calm voice cut through the excitement. Good. Now hit the flank. Focus on the side engines. We need to slow them down further. Energy pulses shot from Horizon, striking precisely at the engines of the nearest alien ships. One vessel spun out of control and collided with another. The chain reaction continued as more ships struggled to maintain formation. The alien fleet, which had once been confident and organized, was now chaotic and unstable. Kira watched in disbelief. Commander, they are doing it again. They are controlling our fleet. Vorek's hands clenched. Stop them, all weapons. Do not let them escape. But Horizon moved like a shadow, slipping between ships, weaving around asteroids and firing at weak points. The humans had learned the alien tactics and were always one step ahead. Every attack they made caused confusion and fear among the alien crews. Sarah leaned forward. Captain, we're getting close to their command ship. If we disable it, the rest will panic completely. Eli nodded. Exactly, but we must be careful. It is heavily shielded and they will protect it with everything they have left. We can't rush it. The human ship moved with patience and precision. Luke adjusted the targeting systems. Ready to strike when you say, sir. Eli's eyes scanned the battlefield. Now. Horizon fired a rapid series of pulses at the alien command ship. The shots were small but perfectly aimed at weak points in the shields. Sparks flew, shields flickered, and the ship shuddered under the attack. The alien commanders scrambled, trying to protect their flagship, but their efforts were chaotic. Vorek shouted, "Focus all power on the human ship. Destroy it." But Horizon had already moved again, twisting between ships, firing at the side engines of several others. One by one, the alien vessels slowed, spun out of control, or collided with each other. Chaos spread through the fleet. Kira's hands flew over the controls, trying to maintain order. Commander, they are unstoppable. We can't control them. Vorek's face turned gray with anger. Impossible. They are only one ship. One ship cannot do this. Horizon moved closer to the command ship, dodging beams and sending out more pulses to disrupt targeting systems. Eli's crew worked as one. Sarah monitored the shields, Luke handled the weapons, and Eli guided the ship with perfect timing. The alien command ship shook as its shields faltered. Outside, the other alien ships panicked. Without proper coordination, they drifted in space, collided with asteroids, or fired blindly at each other. The fleet that had once surrounded the humans was now in disarray. Eli's voice was calm. Stay sharp. We've done well, but this is not over. Keep moving. Keep striking. Sarah nodded. They won't know what hit them, Luke added, and they won't forget it. Horizon continued its precise attack, striking weak points, dodging energy beams, and confusing the alien fleet. Every move made the aliens lose more ships and control. Even the largest and strongest vessels could not keep up with the human ship's speed and cunning. Vorek looked around at the chaos, disbelief and anger in his eyes. This cannot be happening. One ship controlling everything. Kira's hands shook. Sir, I think we underestimated them. They are different. Eli guided Horizon back through a narrow passage of asteroids, striking a final series of pulses at the alien command ship's engines. Sparks flew and the ship lurched, losing balance. The surrounding alien vessels faltered, unsure of how to protect it. Captain, we did it, Sarah shouted. Eli shook his head slightly. Not yet. We've disrupted them, but we need to finish carefully. One final strike, then we withdraw. We don't need to destroy everything, just show them they cannot win. Luke smiled. Agreed. Let's make it memorable. Horizon fired again, this time a precise, concentrated blast that struck the alien command ship's shields and side engines. The ship shuddered violently, sparks and smoke drifting across the hull. The surrounding fleet faltered completely, with ships spinning or drifting uncontrollably. Vorek's eyes widened in shock. "No, this cannot be. Humans, impossible." Kira stared at him, trembling. "Commander, they've done it. They've broken our fleet." Eli guided Horizon out of the chaotic battlefield, keeping just ahead of the remaining alien ships. "Pull back slowly. Let them see we are not afraid. Let them learn what humans are capable of." The remaining aliens hesitated, unsure whether to chase or retreat. They had been confident, arrogant, and ruthless, but one small human ship had turned their strength into weakness. They had been outsmarted, outmaneuvered, and humiliated. Horizon moved away from the battle, small and fast, leaving the broken alien fleet behind. Eli's voice was calm but firm. "This is just the beginning. We show them courage, skill, and intelligence today. Tomorrow, the galaxy will know what humans are capable of." Horizon drifted calmly through the darkness of space, but Captain Eli Thompson did not relax. The battle had not yet ended. The alien fleet was broken, yes, but they were still dangerous. One wrong move and the humans could be surrounded again. "Sir, sensors show the remaining alien ships are regrouping to the north," Sarah Mills said. Her eyes were wide with concentration. "They might be planning a counterattack." Eli nodded. "Let them try. We will be ready." "Luke, prepare the pulse arrays. We're going to slow them down again." Luke Carter's fingers flew over the controls. Small energy pulses fired from Horizon, invisible to the naked eye but precise enough to disrupt the alien targeting systems. The enemy ship slowed, engines flickering as systems overloaded. "Captain, they're trying to flee," Sarah said. Eli shook his head. "Not yet. We're not letting them run, not this time. We need to show them humans are not afraid of numbers." The remaining alien ships tried to move away, but Horizon moved faster. Eli led the ship through a dense asteroid field, weaving carefully between rocks. The aliens followed, larger and clumsier, and soon one collided with an asteroid. Sparks flew as the hull cracked and the ship tumbled out of control. Vorek's voice came over the internal communication system, low and furious. "Stop them. All remaining ships, focus fire on that human. Destroy it at any cost." Kira glanced at Vorek, her eyes wide with fear. "Commander, they are too fast. They are controlling every move we make. We can't stop them." Vorek slammed his fist on the console. "Impossible. One ship controlling everything." Horizon moved with ease, dodging beams, weaving around asteroids and striking the alien ships' weak points. Eli's strategy was simple but deadly. Confuse, distract, and attack exactly where it hurt the most. Every ship that tried to follow Horizon slowed, drifted, or collided with something. Sarah watched the display. "Captain, they're panicking. They don't know where to go or what to do." Eli nodded. "Good. Keep the decoys going. Let them think they are surrounded by a huge fleet." "We want them scared and confused," Luke grinned. "I love this part. They think they're in control, but they're not. We are." Horizon spun sharply, moving behind two alien ships. Luke fired a concentrated pulse at the engines of the ship on the left. The blast hit perfectly, overloading the circuits. The alien vessel veered out of control and crashed into the one on the right. Sparks and metal flew, and both ships tumbled helplessly through the asteroid field. Vorek's eyes widened. "No, this cannot be," he shouted. Kira's hands trembled as she tried to keep control. "Commander, we can't stop them. They are humans." Eli guided Horizon to the center of the chaos, firing precise pulses at the alien command ship's shields and engines. The vessel shuddered violently, sparks flying as systems overloaded. The remaining ships tried to protect it, but they were already scattered and damaged. Sarah's voice was calm but excited. "Captain, we've done it. The fleet is falling apart." Eli shook his head slightly. "Not yet. We've created confusion. Now we need to finish the job carefully. We don't need to destroy everything, just show them humans cannot be beaten." Luke fired a series of pulses at the alien ship's side engines. One by one, the vessels slowed and drifted. A few collided with each other or the asteroids nearby. The alien fleet that had surrounded the humans was now in pieces, scattered across space. Vorek's voice was filled with disbelief. Impossible. One ship controlling everything. Kira glanced at him. Commander, they've broken our fleet completely. We cannot stop them. Eli guided Horizon closer to the remaining command ship. He knew that if they disabled it, the rest of the fleet would panic and retreat. Luke and Sarah were ready. Every move was calculated, precise, and controlled. Pulse the engines again, Eli ordered. Careful, steady. Hit the weak points and hold nothing back. Luke's fingers flew across the controls. Pulses struck the command ship, disrupting shields and damaging engines. Sparks flew across the alien vessel as it shuddered violently. The surrounding ships faltered, unsure how to protect it. Sarah smiled. They're losing control completely. The command ship is faltering. Eli nodded. Good. Now we give them one last scare. Horizon moved in a tight loop around the command ship, firing a concentrated burst at the side shields. The ship quivered, systems overloaded, and the remaining vessels panicked. Without the command ship in control, the aliens could not maintain formation. Vorek's face turned gray beneath his skin. No, this cannot be humans, Kira swallowed hard. Commander, they've won. One ship, and they've done what we could not stop. Eli guided Horizon slowly away from the chaos, keeping just ahead of the scattered alien ships. The human strategy had worked perfectly. They had used speed, intelligence, and clever planning to defeat a much larger force. Sir, the aliens are retreating, Sarah said. They're breaking off. They don't want to fight anymore. Eli's eyes scanned the stars ahead. Let them leave. They will remember this. They will never underestimate humans again. Luke grinned. I can't wait to see their faces when they get back to their commanders. They're going to tell stories about us for a long time. Sarah laughed softly. And they'll all know humans are not weak. They can't win against us with numbers alone. Eli smiled faintly. Exactly. Strength is not everything. Intelligence, strategy, and courage matter more. That is what makes humans dangerous. Horizon moved slowly through the battlefield, careful not to hit debris or stray ships. Sparks from destroyed vessels floated in space, silent evidence of the humans' victory. Vorek's flagship glowed faintly in the distance, damaged but still intact. The remaining alien ships followed him, retreating in silence. Even the strongest and most confident species in the galaxy had been forced to flee by one small human ship. Kira looked at the retreating fleet, shaking her head. Commander, they were incredible. How did they do it? Vorek said nothing. He stared at the stars, his pride shattered. For the first time he felt fear, not for himself but for his species. Humans were not weak. Humans were clever, fast, and fearless, and one small ship had shown that clearly. Eli guided Horizon away from the battle, checking every system and making sure the crew was safe. Good work, everyone, he said quietly. We've done what many thought impossible. We've shown the galaxy that humans are not to be underestimated. Sarah smiled. They'll remember this battle forever. Every species that sees it will know who they're dealing with, Luke added, and they'll all think twice before attacking humans again. Eli nodded. Yes, today was about more than victory. It was about sending a message. Humans are clever, courageous, and strong in ways no one expected. That is how we survive. That is how we win. The stars glimmered in the distance, calm and silent after the chaos. Horizon moved steadily onward, carrying humans who had faced impossible odds and come out victorious. The alien fleet had been defeated, but the lesson was clear. Humans could not be underestimated, no matter how small their numbers. Sarah looked out at the battlefield where the alien ships drifted damaged and broken. I never thought one ship could do this, she said softly. Eli smiled faintly. It's not just the ship, it's the crew. And it's the humans' way of thinking. We adapt. We improvise. We never give up. Luke leaned back, watching the stars. I think they'll be telling stories about this for generations. The small human ship that defeated a fleet. Eli nodded. And they will remember. That is what matters. Today, humans showed courage, skill, and strategy. And tomorrow, the galaxy will remember it too. The alien fleet disappeared into the distance, still reeling from the battle. Horizon moved steadily onward, small but powerful, carrying humans who had faced impossible odds and emerged victorious. The galaxy would never forget the sight of one human ship controlling a massive alien fleet, turning fear into triumph, and showing the universe what humanity could do. Horizon moved quietly through the dark space, leaving behind the shattered remains of the alien fleet. Captain Eli Thompson leaned back slightly in his chair, his eyes scanning the stars ahead. The battle was over, but the consequences of what had happened were just beginning to unfold. Sarah Mills looked at him, her face calm but thoughtful. Captain, do you realize what this means? One small ship and we've shown them all. Every alien species watching will know not to underestimate humans. Eli nodded slowly. Yes, but this is only the start. Out there in the galaxy there are still fleets, commanders, and governments who think humans are weak. We've shown them today that they are wrong, but we must be ready for what comes next. Luke Carter leaned back in his chair, a small smile on his face. I like this. Finally, humans aren't running or hiding. We're standing up and the universe is noticing. Eli smiled faintly. Exactly, that is what today was about. Not just survival, not just winning a battle, but proving that humans are clever, courageous, and unafraid to face impossible odds. Outside, the stars glimmered faintly, reflecting the calm after the chaos. The alien fleet had fled, retreating in disarray. Many ships were damaged or destroyed, and the commanders who had once looked down on humans now knew their mistake. A single human ship, piloted by one human captain and crew, had defeated what should have been an overwhelming force. Back on Horizon, the crew worked quietly. Systems were checked, shields repaired, and weapons reset. The ship had taken minor damage, but nothing serious. It was small, fast, and resilient, just like its crew. Sir, Sarah said after a moment of silence, the colonies we protected, they're safe. They're starting to communicate, sending messages of thanks and relief. They've never seen anything like this. Eli nodded. Good. They need to know that humans can fight and survive, even against overwhelming odds. It will give them hope, and hope is what keeps humans going. Luke leaned over the console, tapping a few keys. I'm picking up faint signals from the alien fleet. They're scattered, damaged, and slow. Some are heading toward their home system, probably to report the loss. Eli's expression was calm but determined. Let them go. We've shown them the cost of underestimating humans. They will think twice before attacking again. In the distance, the alien flagship, though damaged, led the retreat. Commander Vorik sat in his chair, staring at the empty space where humans had once seemed so weak. He could not believe what had happened. One ship, one crew had shattered their pride and strength. Kira, still at the controls, spoke quietly. Commander, humans, they are not like any species we've faced. They are fast, smart, fearless. They adapt and improvise. One ship, and our entire fleet was in chaos. Vorik did not respond. He was silent for a long time, staring into the stars. For the first time he felt fear, not for himself but for his people. The humans had shown that strength alone was not enough to win. Intelligence, courage, and strategy mattered more. Back on Horizon, Eli watched the retreating fleet. They will remember us, he said quietly. Every ship, every commander, every species that sees this battle will know humans are not weak. That knowledge is more powerful than any weapon, Sarah smiled. And they will think twice before attacking again. We've changed the way they see humans forever, Luke laughed softly. It's nice to finally be the ones in control. For once, the odds aren't against us. Eli nodded. Yes, but we must stay vigilant. The galaxy is vast and there will be others who will try to challenge us. Today, we won a battle. Tomorrow, we must be ready for the next one, and the next. That is how humans survive. That is how humans thrive. The crew of Horizon worked together seamlessly, their trust in each other absolute. They had faced the impossible and emerged victorious. Every decision had been precise, every action calculated, and every risk taken with purpose. They had shown that humans could outthink and outmaneuver even the strongest enemies. In the colonies below, humans celebrated quietly. They had watched Horizon move through the battle like a ghost, striking when necessary and avoiding danger with skill that seemed almost impossible. The small human ship had become a symbol of hope, courage, and determination. Children pointed to the stars and imagined themselves as pilots. Adults whispered stories of the daring human crew, their hearts filled with pride. Eli's voice broke the silence on the bridge. Prepare to set course back to Earth. We need to report this victory and make sure our leaders understand what has happened. The galaxy will know humans are not to be underestimated. Sarah nodded. Course set, sir. Engines ready. Luke smiled, looking at the stars. I never thought one ship could do this. And yet here we are. The aliens will remember this forever. Eli looked at his crew, a quiet pride in his eyes. We have done more than survive today. We have shown the universe what humans are capable of. Never forget this. Never doubt yourselves. Courage, intelligence, and unity, these are our greatest weapons. Not size, not numbers, not even firepower. And that is what makes us human. As Horizon moved steadily through space, leaving the broken alien fleet behind, Eli thought about the future. The galaxy was vast, full of threats, but also full of opportunity. Humans had proven themselves capable of surviving the impossible, but they were only beginning. Somewhere in the distance, other alien fleets were watching, learning, and reconsidering their assumptions. One small human ship had changed the way the galaxy saw an entire species. Fear, respect, and curiosity would follow humans wherever they went. Eli turned to his crew. We've done well, but our work is not done. We've shown the galaxy our strength, but we must continue to prepare. One victory does not mean the end. It means we are ready for what comes next. Sarah smiled. And we will be ready, sir. Horizon's crew never backs down. Luke leaned back in his chair. That's right. Humans don't give up. We fight, we adapt, and we survive. Always. Eli nodded. Exactly. Today we fought against impossible odds. Tomorrow we will continue to show the galaxy that humans are not to be underestimated. That is our strength. That is our legacy. The stars stretched endlessly ahead, calm and silent after the storm of battle. Horizon moved steadily onward, small but powerful, carrying humans who had faced the impossible and emerged victorious. They had not only won a battle, they had changed the way the galaxy would see humanity forever. In the distance, the alien fleet continued to retreat, scattered and broken. Commander Vorik stared at the stars, unable to comprehend the defeat. One human ship had done what his entire fleet had been unable to achieve. It had turned fear into victory, weakness into strength, and chaos into control. Kira turned to Vorik quietly. They are humans. Remember that. One small ship, and they changed everything. Vorik did not speak. He could only watch as the humans disappeared into the darkness, victorious, unafraid, and unforgettable. Back on Horizon, Eli's eyes scanned the stars. Today, we've shown them the truth. Tomorrow, the galaxy will know it even better. And the humans, we will continue to thrive. That is what makes us unstoppable. Sarah looked at the stars beside him. We've done more than win a battle. We've shown courage, skill, and intelligence. And that is something no one can ever take from us. Luke smiled. Exactly. We're humans. That alone is enough to make us strong. Eli nodded, a quiet pride in his heart. Yes, today one ship did what many thought impossible. Tomorrow we will continue to show the universe who humans truly are. Fearless, clever, and unstoppable. And no one will ever forget it. Horizon moved steadily through space, leaving the battle behind, small but mighty, a symbol of human strength. The galaxy had learned a lesson it would never forget. Humans were not weak. Humans were not simple. Humans were clever, adaptable, and brave. And one small ship had proven it to the entire universe. The stars shone quietly, witnesses to a victory that would echo across the galaxy for generations. Horizon continued on its path, carrying humans who had faced impossible odds and emerged victorious. The universe had seen the courage, skill, and ingenuity of humanity, and the galaxy would never forget it.